like, Bruno Mars, Mom, I want to get tickets for my boyfriend for
Mm-hmm.
his birthday, which
Mm-hmm.
is Sunday. Coincidentally, he's, April 14th.
Wow, right
And
after yours.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't, Randy has never been to a concert.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, we spoiled our kids with those experiences. So
Mm-hmm.
she was like, I want to take them to a concert. So she's like, I've looked high and low, and the cheapest tickets are $400 a piece. And I was like, get out of here. I mean, I know he's expensive because he was
Yeah.
expensive back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him twice, so I knew. And
Mm-hmm.
then I knew that his merch is really expensive. Do you
Mm-hmm.
remember?
Yeah.
But it's good merch. It's like not like crappy t-shirts or
Yeah.
anything like
Yeah.
that. He's got really good really good merch. So
Uh-huh.
and it was a blast. I mean, we saw him when we saw Bruno Mars, we saw him at United Center, and we were high enough in the building that we could have changed the light bulbs. That's how, I mean, we were
Like
the second to the last row in the
way
entire
up there.
building, way up there, nosebleeds and
Yes.
and everything. But nonetheless, was it not one of the greatest concerts you've
It was a
seen? We had a
blast.
blast.
Yes.
Sang every song, off
Mm-hmm.
key and all that stuff. So,
Yep.
so I'm like, all right, I'm going to help her. I go, all right, I'm a member of at the MGM because that's where we always stay when we go to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, okay, let me see if they've got packages. Let me give them a call. Let me see what I can do. No dice. I mean, when I tell you it was 700 a night for a room stay that allowed me to then buy tickets for 800 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, okay, no.
Right. Right.
So she goes, yeah, I don't know, Mom. Tomorrow, I go, tomorrow, like tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow they go on sale at Ticketmaster for these 2 dates in California, and it's only 5 hours away from me in Phoenix. So I'm like, all right, fine. We gotta all get in. We gotta put it in our calendars. We gotta do this thing. Now, back in the day, you remember, you just hit refresh, 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 and all of a sudden,
back in the day, we used to
well, yeah,
redial, busy,
right?
redial, busy,
Not that right.
busy.
I'm
or
talking
we
about
would go to Carson Perry Scott used to have a
yes,
Ticketmaster inside,
yes,
and we would all wait in line
yep,
and just stand out there in the rain and
yes,
hope that that we
yep,
get tickets. So that was
yes,
way back in the day.
way
But
back.
you're right.
But I'm talking digital
Later back in the day.
later back in the day. So later back in the day, I'm like, all right, we just have to keep hit refresh. I'm trying to train her, and I said, that said, I need you to hear me when I tell you there's a chance we won't even get in.
Right.
I said, because I have over the years been wildly successful. I got you Motley Crue in Vegas.
Yes.
I got us Bruno Mars twice.
Uh-huh.
And I tried for Adele tickets because I knew, not for me, the 2 kids loved Adele, and I knew that would just blow their mind. And I actually got the tickets, and in the 2 minutes that I had to put my credit card info was in there. So I was checking out. It then stopped me and said, sorry, concert is sold out. And I was like, so mad.
Right.
So I went, okay, let me go right now on, because Ticketmaster then lined me up with Ticketmaster's secondary market, and said tickets that were $200 a piece were then $1,680 a piece. And I was like, this is insane. These tickets were in my cart.
Right.
Like, so I was all sorts of upset.
Mm-hmm.
Adele, I don't know that she did anything about it, but then the whole Taylor Swift thing happened where 90% of all the Swiftie tickets went to StubHub and secondary market.
Right.
So then there was this big deal. So I said, well, maybe things have changed.
Mm-hmm.
So you were at work. I was at home taking lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets go on sale, and I said, okay, we've got to be in. You've got to have an account. You've got to be ready because you have about 2 minutes to like check out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, I get allowed in the room. Do you want to come into the waiting room? I go, right. Yeah, sure. I want in the waiting room.
Sure.
Okay. Next step after the waiting room is the queue. And then the next step after the queue is purchase tickets.
Right.
Okay. So I get in the waiting room, and I'm like, cool, I'm in the waiting room. Harley's in the waiting room. I go, hey, babe, get in the waiting room. You get in the waiting room. Okay. I'm the first one to get into queue, and there's 21,809 people ahead of me to buy tickets to Bruno Mars. Mm-hmm. Harley gets in, and there's only 17,000 people ahead of her. And and now the venue holds 18,000. So I thought, I'm out of it.
I didn't know that. So here's mine.
Yep. And I had posted mine on my page,
If
my
you
personal
can, if you
page.
can see it,
Yeah.
24,362.
Yeah.
Now I didn't know that the venue only held 18,000.
Yeah.
I assumed it was like a United Center, like a something like that, which I
Holds
think is like
18,000.
40 or
Yeah.
50,000.
Mhm.
So I thought, all right, we still
Yeah.
got a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told you can get out now
Right.
because that's not going to happen. And
Becoming
then
a habit.
we waited and waited.
Uh,
Oh my God. So we waited about 20 minutes later, right? It's finally Harley's the first one at 0. Like you're in line.
in
So
there.
she goes in
Yep.
line. There are all of 6 single tickets left.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden it says sold out.
Mm-hmm.
And she's and then she gets into just the funk. And I knew the funk because it happened to me with Adele.
We've all been there.
She's like, I'm so upset.
Yeah.
So I go, babe, it's okay. We did our best for Randy. She goes, I don't even want to tell him. Like he had walked in early from work.
Right.
So we're all trying to do this without him knowing that we're trying to do this.
Yeah.
She gets off. She's getting ready to spend her day off at the hair salon. So she's going to leave, for the sun. I go, okay. She goes, I just got to go. Bye. And I was like, oh, she's heartbroken. I get up to get myself ready to come back into work because we're recording political candidates and stuff like that.
Right.
And I go, if I had won the tickets and I didn't care about going to Bruno Mars, so I'm buying them to sell them, would I want to wait till August to get my money back? Or would I immediately put them up for sale for X amount and just try to turn them in a second? And I go, let me just do this. And I pop open the computer again. I go to StubHub and I go in there and the tickets are available for like less than what we were seeing all over the joint, before. I call Harley. She goes, what, Mom? I go, get into StubHub right now. I got tickets in my cart at StubHub. And we wound up getting the tickets for her and Randy. So it was literally like the epitome of up, we're in, then down, they're sold out, then up again, and we're going as fast as we can to try to get in. And she goes, Mom, I got the tickets. And then comes her, okay, this is not a scam, right? StubHub is not going to steal from me, right? They're not going to, like I had to explain to her, yep, you're all right. And so now they're planning to go to California to see him, which is great.
So it all turned out good. All right, let's take a break. We got to come back and get to the dumb criminal of the day. Stick around.